How to create a Stellaris species mod off of human base model. In order to do this, first we need to open two directories. The first one would be Stellaris' base. So go ahead and go to Properties, go to Installed Files, go to Browse. If you know where Stellaris is with Linux or whatnot, if you have Steam, it's just easier to use the Steam Deck or whatever you're using. Just click on Browse. It'll pop up down below, and then have another folder up. You can use like the Windows key plus E and just have it available right there. And then we're gonna first go back to Steam, hit play. Once Steam plays, go to all installed mod, go to upload mod, go to create a mod, name it whatever mod you're naming it. For a species mod, I'm gonna make template 1, put in the version, the folder, location you want this to be created. If it already exists, it won't create, so you're gonna have to choose a new name or delete that folder. Now go and choose your tags. This is just obviously going to be species. I'm gonna hit create. I already have it, so I'm just going to hit exit. Once you have that done, you could go ahead and hit exit. Now we got to go to your location where your new mod is. For me, it's users, user, documents, Paradox Interactive, Stellaris Mod, Template 1. And once you're there, keep it there. You're just gonna have descriptor. On the other side, we're gonna have to mess with some files. First is common. We're gonna need a common folder and a graphics folder for template 1. Make sure everything's uppercase or lowercase. Once you got those two, go to common. Common. We're gonna look for a species class. Species class, create a new folder, or you can just copy species classes. There's only 2 text files in here. We got 00, 01. We're going to delete 01. We're going to change this into our mod, whatever mod you're going to use. You can keep all this, it won't hurt. This one's just going to be called template 1. I'm just going to open this. I prefer using Notepad. It makes everything easier. If you have another type of editor, use it. See how it says hum? We're going to change this to what category you're creating. So if it's like a new human species or whatnot, I mean, you could put it in hum if you want to add a new guy. Just know that we're going to have to rename a lot of things. We're going to remove stuff. Go ahead and remove all these. We're just going to mess with human for right now. Now, human, whatever your human species or whatever you're going to create with this mod, this is where you want your portraits designed to be. So if I'm making a human and I like the human designs, that's fine. I'm just going to put human template 1 for right now. Or you can put like whatever you want. This is just your variables to know that, hey, I'm adding this to this category called template, and there's going to be a portrait named human template 1. You're not going to see it in game. You're just going to see the first image of portraits. Follow the brackets. That's good. We don't need anything else. So we're going to highlight everything over here. Control C, press Control A, delete, Control V, Control S, and then we're set right here. Keep this open. Preferably to keep this side open as well. So I'm just going to open it in a new tab. Keep species classes. Now we have to go to graphics. We're going to need two folders, portraits, and models. Once you got that, go over to Stellaris, and we're going to go to graphics. We got models. We're going to do models first. Click on models. Click on models on your side. And then we're looking at portraits. Add another portraits. And we're copying human. I'm going to keep human here as a reference. So I'm going to just open it as a new tab in case if I like mess up or anything. It's just good to have. I'm going to create a new folder called template human, right? Now, the reason why I'm doing this is I'm going to keep my base in here instead of human. What I mean is, since new humans in this folder, new humans, I want to keep all these animations first. I'm just going to keep them, copy them, go back to portraits, put them in template human, so that way I can see it easier. And then I'm going to rename everything to template human. Once you have everything template human, I could be mistaken, go ahead and edit them other than the mesh files. So even list as meshes always throws me off. It's a graphics file. Graphics, asset. Need to open these two. And just go and drag them over. So we have common folder, and then we have a species classes. We have this text file that we created, template one species classes. Under template, human template. Right here is a key to remember. We're not going to touch it right now. We're in a different folder now with the animation files and what we just changed. So we want to have everything ideally of what we just changed right here. So We added that template underscore human. If you have your mod that you named it something else, great. Keep it union. Everything needs to be the same. So just take this, I press Control F, go replace. Human is now template human. Alright. I'm going to do the same over here. Looks good. Everything's changed. Everything's great. The only problem is the directory. So it had new human on this one. First it had a human and new human, so we got to delete this since we don't have an extra directory. Alright, looks good. Okay, exit out of that. The only time we have to reopen these again is if we made a little error, or if I did. Now we got the animations going, we have the meshes to hold the wiring, so now we just need the bodies. There's a lot of like images and whatnot, but we're just going to do something simple. So I'm just going to grab one person right now. Human, female. Go back to portraits, go template human. Just going to grab her. I'm going to rename her as well just to make it simple. Actually, it's the only one I didn't change, right? Alright. It's good to always double check. Same with her. I'm just going to change it to just template human. African blue eyes. It's fine. We're just going to leave it. We're just going to use her as a base and see if we did everything correctly afterwards. So right here, we only took the base model of this image. So once the mesh connects everything together, this is pretty much all we're going to see in the game. No body, nothing, no like clothes or whatnot. So we're just going to go with that for right now. Keep human right there. We're going to go to portraits. And then as well under graphics, we're going to go to portraits. And then there's portraits. And there's a set selectors. We need both of them. Go ahead and paste them. And then portraits, we're using humans, so you could just press Control A, Control, click on human. That's the only one that's not highlighted. Press delete. We're going to rename that one as well. I like to keep everything unison, so I'm just going to call it template human. I keep it right there. I'm going to open this. This is the main one for the base, and the one we're going to be messing with right now. So since we named everything template human, it doesn't hurt to first change a few things. So we're gonna see where it says human right here. human, female, whatever. We're just going to highlight. No, that's going to mess up. We're just going to have to rechange the directories, so we'll just do the directories first. So human, we're just going to highlight all of this, make sure you have it as accurate as possible, and then we're going to change this as with a slash. Let's see if that did everything right. That seems right. I'm going to save it. And I'm going to have to go back for a second. I just got to double check what image I took. Blue eyes. So I'm going to copy this for example. I'm going to go back to, you don't have to copy, just for my references. Actually, I got it right here. So we got blue eyes. I'm just going to use this, just find it. Oops. Alright, so she's in human 5. So I want her on human 1 for right now, so that way I can see. So I got her on human 1, and I'm going to change the human. Oops. I'm going to just... So this one we're not going to do replace all. We're going to go forward. We're going to just hit replace. 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 We're going to skip that one. Then we're going to go for here. Replace. 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 We're going to skip the greeting sound. Just repeat. Skip the greetings. Do the same. You can do the same for the males as well. Just going to do the last of the females. Then we have the legacy humans and their selectors. I mean, it's not going to affect us, but it'd be good to get it off since we're not really modifying anything. And then we'll delete whatever's below. Oops, actually we delete too much. Here's portrait groups, the human. This has to match this right here. Then I'm just going to go down. Human legacy. This is the extra, the old legacy of the humans. I'm just going to hit delete, save. Still not done. Obviously, this is the new format for everything down below. So grab your Control AF and then go to replace. We're gonna find human, place it, place. Just keep replacing. Just be careful of overwriting the directory since we just changed those directories. We don't want human human. It's just going to duplicate. And then right here, like with this, it means that it's not going to read the script or read this line. So we're just going to hit Control S, save, have everything right there. We look good. This should just get that image of that one girl. And we should see see her on species or for the archetype human or template human. Just waiting for it to load and I'll switch screens. And then for the asset selectors, we're going to mess with that later. Alright, look at new game, create new, see if you have a template. First it's not showing, it just means that this just means that it's not reading the underscore. So this could mean a lot of things, but I'm assuming that they don't like, oh, yeah, that's not gonna work. Template, human template, oops. Accidentally pasted template human twice. Alright, so that's just the reason why it's not picking it up. Simple mistake, but there could be multiple mistakes when it comes to changing just one variable to another because they're so linked in a lot of these files, believe it or not. Alright, it shows the base of him. Not too sure why, but if you notice, it's not changing the girl. Right, so everything is correct. And how do we know that everything's good? We're gonna change her. We're gonna change her real quick. We're just gonna keep the name. First, we're gonna go back to graphics, models, portraits, human, new human. We're gonna look for, it's hard to tell, they're all, I'm just gonna open this to double check. Just going to invert it, save it. Just double checking that it's reading correctly. You could easily change the photo to anything you have and then save it as DDS, or if the file's already DDS, go ahead and replace it and see if the things that we did changed, because we don't want it still be linked up to the regular human. What I mean by this is humanoid, this section, we don't want it being linked at all to this. Still not showing up correctly. Alright, now I just gotta see if it's reading one of them. So, see. I am just going to take these out. And then also the selectors right over here, new template. I have to replace that as well. Replace all would work as well, just for the fact that once we get to the close selectors, it's just going to be a different ball game. Alright, with just this should be a file, if I'm correct. I'm just double checking. And the name's wrong. Okay. That's the main reason why. It's best when you create a new mod off of any mod to take it slow. You know, you don't have to be as fast as me. You go even slower. You'll catch stuff. But yeah, right here you see the change. So obviously it's working. These are just going to copy the base of, if you notice, of humanoid. right here. That's just Stellaris' hard scripted code where if it can't find that file, it will literally just overwrite it with its own code. So it can't find this. That's why it's showing 1-to-1, hairstyle 1-to-1. Same with these. It can't find these right now, but we're gonna add these as well. Same with the male. We're not gonna see anything. It's already hard scripted to find the base. So that's fine. So we're just gonna show just one. Now I'll give you an example because you could copy this to the next one over, and we just do that for these real quick. If you notice, it's a lot of opening and exiting. It's going to be like that quite frequently when you're modding your species. So expect all that downtime. But there you go. So this is just the base. All of them are now showing same character 1 to 5. Now, if you just want to have a character design that's just off the human of just this, you can always add here on that one DDS and whatnot, but it'll just be one style, right? If you add another uh, line to it, it's going to be color variant. So the one file that we just messed with only goes with phenotype and color variants. The more you have down the list, the more this goes up. Now, hairstyle and clothing is what we're going to work on next. So if we're doing the same for the males, it's exactly the same. We have the same design, same everything. You just have to change this directory, the naming system, and you can do exactly the same thing. It's just a easier rinse and repeat. So I'm not going to go over that for males, but we're just going to show you like the female portion to make this quicker. So go to human, new human. We're going to look at a female here. We are going to, I'm not too sure if we need the default hairstyle. So we're just going to grab this as well. And we're just going to grab this hair. We're just going to grab these two. And we're just going to grab one ruler's closed, like any one, it doesn't matter. Just gonna grab those, go back to your new human place, drop them in here. Same with these, rename them. All right, so we got all three. Now, this is where we mess with the set selectors. Graphics, portraits, go to set selectors. We're going to delete all of these except for the new humans right here. So we want all those. So control all, control, hold control, left click, and then delete all these. All right, so we got four of them. We got two for the female, two for the male, and it's good to just change these so we're not overriding the basics of the human. So we're just gonna rename these real quick. We're gonna do hair first. So go ahead and open that up and go ahead and open female clothes. Get those open. And we're gonna go back to the models, portraits, template humans. So we got this ruler set. I'm just going to name it 01, make it easy. This red style, I'm just going to say 01. So we got these two, right? So let's see what we got. So we see where the default is for this. We're going to name this what we named it over here. So we got clothes and female. We're going to just do the hair real quick. So for hair, it should equal this one right here. So go ahead and copy that, go to female, make sure this variable is this. And for hair, I don't believe there's any down below. So if you notice, there's a lot of lists and whatnot. We're just going to see the, the list real quick. So they have it set up by what you are. So we're going to go ahead and set this up. So we got the variable, and now we need the directories to be correct. So I'm just going to delete this new human, put this template human. We're going to do the same for over here. And then the style, right? So we're going to go back to the style that we copied over, copy that, keep the DDS, and go ahead and change these to the new style or to the overwritten style that you just copied over. And then if you notice, there's all these sets, and then there's that default style DDS. I wonder if that's this one. Yep, looks to me the same. So I'm just going to go right here, rename this one default style, and then I'm just going to delete all this. And then just copy this one more time. And then go back to your template human or whatever mod you're naming for your species. Copy that file. Let's just name it what we just copied. I'm just going to keep it organized so that way I know that this is just the default. But reality is it's going to pick this. This default is just, I believe what it is for to make the girl bald. So you could literally just, yeah, I'm just going to keep it like that. Just going to copy it. We do the same for all of them. You can add as many as you want. I'm just showing you just one design. It's just a copy, rinse, and repeat type of modding experience. So it would just be extra 20 minutes just to do each line, or to do every line for the hairstyle. It's a lot of renaming and changing. All right, we got that. We're just going to keep this open in case I made a mistake. And then we're going to do the clothing. Female clothing right here, template. We're going to change this to this. Scroll all the way down. See another one with the same variable to that. We noticed it shows the default hairstyle. Ooh. So ours is this one. So we might as well get this correct. That's our default. And if it shows another hairstyle of this, I want that one. But also I noticed my directory. I didn't do these directories correctly. So which place it? Looks about right. Do the same for this one. Just gonna copy it again. The default hairstyle. All right, we got those set. And then if you notice, they have their own system right here, whatnot. We're just going to add the clothes right here. Just gonna add it to the first one, first sets. So if you want rulers to see it, scientists, generals, admirals, governor, etc., they have different clothes systems. So we're gonna go back, look at your clothes, got rulers, one right here. However you want to design it, I am just going to get right here as well. We're going to have to change the directory. Looks good. I'm just going to copy this real quick, and default, I just want this one to pop up. Default, I want this one to pop up as well. And these, I'm just changing it to this base for right now. If you want multiple clothes, how they are, it's easy. Change, find out. So all you have to do is just change this design of what your clothing layout's going to be. I only have one set that I copied over, so I'm just going to use this as a placeholder. So it's just going to be duplicates, and that's fine. Now we'll see if that sets everything correctly. So looks like it's working. Bald and hairstyle. Got the clothing. We got the hair working. Here's the duplicates. Oops. I have no idea why it's taking this one. It must be the directory. I didn't change one of the settings. So just double check. For close. Yeah, I see. So right here, I didn't change it. So it's all these ones. The default equals is popping up an extra. So you can easily just swap it. Would I like to say I got it? But we'll see. Let me exit out. Now for like default, when it's the base of the character when you load up the game and it shows that one design, you either have to exit out of the game to see it, or and then reload your fix. But yeah, now it's just showing two clothings. Okay. To to get a refresh. Sometimes you could just go back to menu and go to select, but if it's your first bases where you click on it and it shows the base, this it's like 50-50 where you have to exit out of the game, change this portrait, the first portrait. I'm not talking about the second one. Second, third, fourth, fifth, whatever that's lined downwards, those ones are easily to be changed, but the first one's usually cached. So you either have to go back, select a new, and but then you can see your edit or whatever you just did. Any text files that you change right now won't be seen until you exit out of the game. Those are all on memory, so don't expect to see any changes. Only images files could be changed, but not the text files, scripts and whatnot. But as you notice, that's how you create your phenotypes, the 1 to 5, your hairstyle, how to add hairstyle, and clothing. Alright, this is done for this is part 1, and I'll be creating a part 2 of how to add um, more skins, how to draw the armors for our females for part 2.